Hey all, this is episode 1 of what will hopefully be a long-lasting series. We'll see though. um, yeah, so we're on the Genesis realm right now. Just me on currently. This is my base here. It's already kind of built up, but I hope that's alright. For those of you, some of you are probably, most of you are probably watching from the realm here. So you already know that I'm not really the most active player on here. And I don't think I'll ever be the most active, but I would at least like to start getting a little more involved. So I thought this would maybe help. It would give me kind of a reason to play. And yeah, why not? I've always kind of wanted to try this. So here's my attempt. Yeah. Here, I'm gonna grab some food here. This is my farm, by the way. Hold on, I'm getting a lot of lag right now. It's nothing great. It's very simple. It's a carrot farm. And if you're wondering why the water's flowing right now, it's kind of like a glitch that's been happening on this game. I don't fully understand it, but if we take a look back here, this lever controls the water flow. But yeah, anyway, so I got kind of lazy with this at the time, and I was, I don't know, I'm not too material rich right now, so instead of just using repeaters, I kept inverting it along the way. So it goes up here, gets inverted, and inverted again. But you'll notice here, this is wrong. The torch is off while the dust is also off. There's nothing powering it elsewhere. It's been elsewhere too. It happens here sometimes on this torch. I haven't seen it happen on that one yet, but I'm betting it does. So yeah, basically up there, I think how it works is if it's off. Oh, I updated the torch, so the wire turned on. So the water should actually be off now. But yeah, it basically just gets kind of stuck. I don't really understand why. Something maybe to do with like chunks loading and all that. But I have a feeling it wouldn't really matter as long as I just kept it the same value along this whole wire. All these inversions here don't really help, I don't think, because it just means they have more of a chance of getting stuck on each one, versus if they're just repeaters, it'd probably be fine. So I'll probably do that later. Real quick, I wanted to talk about the aesthetics of my base. It's not the prettiest thing I built, but yeah, the story is last world we had. I wanted my base to be like this grand, like looking amazing place, and that just made my standards go up the roof and up through the roof. So yeah, it meant nothing ever got done, because whenever I wanted to add something, like say a farm to it, I wouldn't do it because you know, I was very specific about what I wanted the theme to be, and if the farm didn't match that theme, I just wouldn't put it in. So I was like poor through the whole process, like the whole world. the whole time we had it running. This time I wanted to change that. Just kind of make a base that's purely a base and nothing else. I went with a pattern that I could easily repeat. As you can tell, it's all along the wall here, all around. Yeah, I kind of like it. It's not bad or anything. I especially like how it kind of feels like it's dug into the ground, even though it's not. As you can see over here, it's more like I'm building the dirt around it up just to match. Yeah. Oh, look at that one. Let's kill that. I wonder if I can save this guy. Maybe? Probably not, though. I have a boat that, it's been pretty useful for keeping these zombies in. Here, I'll show you. Down there, there's one of them. I killed the last one, so... yeah, it's not quite a big collection yet, but it's pretty easy to trap them in there. Oh, okay, now this is a special occasion. Let's see if I can get these guys. Their AI already turned them away. Gotta heal. Where the heck? Oh, okay. One of them's here. This guy's good too. Let's hope I can kill this spider. Nice. Okay. Sweet. Let's get the other one. Quickly. Wooden shovel. Boat. Okay. Wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. Come on. Nice. Alright. Can maybe make a trading center in the future. Alright, let's knock this down. Oh yeah. Okay, so about my base. Yeah, I just want something easy to work with, and that's what I got. I don't have too much built. I mean, I have a storage room I put in quite recently. It's still empty. I haven't labeled everything yet. Just some arrows. Yeah, but I kind of wanted to work on this room today. Mostly, though, I wanted to add a smelter here if I could. I was considering making, like, its own building, or like some other cave type thing elsewhere on the wall. But I think it would be best in here because this is where all my stuff is. You know, you don't have to like grab cobble and then run around into a different room. So yeah, this wall needs something. I think I'll put it here. So I'm gonna cut here and kind of give it some thinking and see if I come up with any ideas. Now it's quite a bit later actually. I took a break and did a few other odds and ends. I also upgraded this pick. That was quite needed. So ignore the design here. It's temporary, I promise. But also don't raise your expectations too high because it probably won't be great in the end. But yeah, anyway, the core concept here is I just want a chest that I can dump items into and not have to worry about it. Like, well, since we're in the storage room here, I thought it'd be a great idea that once the items are smelted, they can go directly into the sorting system and get sorted. So that's what I mean by not having to worry about it. Just put the items in, walk away, come back, and they'll all be in their right places. So, yeah, I already kind of have an idea of how I want to do this. By the way, I've never actually built a auto smelter before, but I can't imagine they're too hard. So, yeah, my plan is to just have 2 hoppers beneath that chest, and that will be for splitting the items up evenly. So for example, if I put 20 diorite in here, we should get 10 on each side. 10 here and 10 here. So yeah, I'm going to have these items go to each side here. On each side, I'm going to have a minecart that picks up the items and distributes it among well, I'm going to have 2 rows of furnaces. So one minecart will do 1 row, and the other will do the other row. Yeah, it's nothing complex. Oh, and I'll probably have a third for taking care of the fuel. But, yeah, that's my plan. Before we actually start on this, I need more stuff. I'm still kind of poor. Well, not exactly. I mean, I'm happy with the tools I have, but when it comes to things like iron, I only have like 30, so yeah, we're going to need a lot of hoppers and mostly just that. So yeah, I'm going to go mining and I'll be back when that's over with. So I'm down here mining and I happen to find a zombie spawner. I'm so stoked for this. Yeah, I want to try and make a mini game out of it, and I need the spawner to be able to do it. I want to make like a zombie arena. Yeah, you'll see in the future. For now though, I'm just really happy I found this. That's okay. I wish I had gotten a saddle though. All right, yeah, I'll cut to when I'm out of here. Back from my mining trip. I actually died once. I wasn't wearing any armor, and the lag got really bad. So, yeah, I died, and I wasn't really able to get my stuff, but luckily, Magic helped me out and got it for me, so I'm pretty thankful for that. Anyway, though, here's my collection from the trip. I wish I had gotten more iron, but it's still pretty good. And got lots of coal for the smelter. So yeah, I'll be back once I smelt all that up and I have stuff to work with. I think I have everything I need now. Yeah, that should about do it. If not, I can always make some more. And I also bought some mending books from Kronos. He actually gave me one of them for free, so thank you again for that, Kronos. And yeah, so let's get started. I am only going to do 16 furnaces just because I kind of want to save on iron right now. And again, I don't really need anything too fancy. So I'm going to give it a block of space. That should be okay. And I'm going to have them right next to each other. I don't think there's any issues that should come from that. And of course, we're going to have the hoppers on the sides for whatever you're smelting. Oh, and I guess I need to make some more. Yeah, I need some more for up top. Let me just craft some more. Hey, thing. Oops. She likes to visit, I guess. This is what it's like to be around emptying. Okay, to be a little fair, I was doing it, and yeah. If she shot me with that thing, I'd be so dead. Yeah, I'm practicing my, oh, it's laggy, but I got a double hit. I had to pause there for a moment, but, yeah. She, took care of me good there. So I ended up shortening that just because most of it was typing. But there's your MTing experience for you. It's actually a couple days later now. It's Christmas Eve. So, yeah, by the time I upload this, Christmas will probably be over. So for those of you who celebrate it, I hope you had a good one. Yeah, so I actually did some work on the smelter. I added rails beneath just because I knew I'd need to add a hopper minecart. And so I was experimenting with this and I completely forgot that it's not as simple as it is on Java. So yeah, what I mean by that is on here you can't actually detect items from a chest using a comparator. Well, not a chest, but a minecart chest. Here. For example, well, you already saw it, but the sword's in here, and the comparator isn't doing anything. Yeah, so as far as I know, it will work if you use a detector rail, and then, yeah, then it works. But that's an issue, because if it's a detector rail, then, you know, it can't get powered here. And that's kind of a problem. So, yeah, I've actually dealt with this. Oh, well, no, I shouldn't say that. I've dealt with the opposite end of this. This is new. I know how to make it properly unload items and come back and stuff, but loading a minecart, yeah, that's a new problem. So, uh, I do know a way to make it stop and pick up items. That's easy to do. The problem is once the items are, you know, picked up and transferred, this thing will continue to bounce back and forth along this rail. And I'd rather not have moving minecarts if the machine is idle. So, yeah. I'm going to have to figure this out. I'll probably cut, and I'll be back if I have something, or at least that broken version I was talking about. It'll be fine if it'll continue to run. It's not that big of a deal. Just rather make this thing more, I don't know, multiplayer friendly. Yeah, so I'll be back then. So this project has turned out to be a lot larger than I had hoped, but here it is. It works. Yeah, before this, me and DM actually tried making a simple version. I had mine over there, and he had his here. But ultimately, we both kind of gave up, and I ended up building this giant thing instead. Yeah, it's okay. It has some flaws, which is fine because, well, the catch is I'm not actually going to use this. DM showed me a much better method on how to measure carts, so I'm just going to redesign this with that in mind. It's actually really close to what I wanted to do in the first place, which was measure the cart while it was beneath this hopper. It's slightly bigger, but I mean, just it's not bigger in terms of this, but compared to Java, it is. But it'll make this whole thing a lot smaller. So, thought I'd show this before I tear it down. And also there's a magic side over here. He built this, which is really cool. The only reason I'm not going to use it is because it needs a lever to turn on. And then you have to turn off the lever once you're done. Which is, I mean, you could just keep it running. Like, keep it on the whole time. But your cart would continue to go back and forth, which is something I was trying to avoid. But yeah, this is what I'd recommend to people if they're trying to make like a minecart based smelter. It's really simple. It's way more resource friendly than anything else over here. And yeah, I think he actually, yeah, he said he was going to try and add a auto start and an auto stop feature to this, which would make it really nice. I'm excited to see if he does that. So yeah, I might as well demonstrate this thing over here. Here, if we put items in here, let's get some from here. If I put, let's try and get 5 or 6 in there. Okay. That cart will turn on, which will stay here until this hopper empties. It will then run back and forth until it empties all of its contents. Once it does, it'll stop over there. You'll see in a second here. There it goes. Yeah, so how this works is as soon as items are in this hopper, well, it'll first turn off this rail, and then second, it'll send a pulse to this T flip-flop down here, which will turn it on, and the minecart will start going then, because this wire is activated. And then it will meet this thing, which this only detects the cart when it's empty. So yeah, on its first run by here, it's going to be empty, and that will get triggered, which will turn off this T flip-flop down here, and yeah, the cart will stay here until it fills up, and then this rail will turn on, and it'll go back and forth without activating this because, you know, it has items now. And yeah, so once it's done, it'll make its final way through here and yeah, activate this for the last time. which will turn this T flip-flop back on, and that will turn this back off, and the cart will just stop here. Yeah, so that's it. There's some stuff going on here that would take some time to explain. So, yeah, and it doesn't matter since it's going away. Yeah, I'll be back then once I come up with something. Now look at this thing. Yeah, that's it. Just a comparator connected to a fence gate. Not only is it smaller, but it's also more consistent than the old design, which is so frustrating, but hey, I'm glad it works. Yeah, it's really nice. I'm not really sure who to give credit to. I think DM and Kronos came up with this trick, but if not, I'll be sure to post credit in the comments. So if I just put, let's get a little more here. Okay, so if I put 6 items in here, it'll maybe pick up half of that. And then, yeah, it'll start doing its thing. But this time it'll pick up more items each time it stops, which is kind of similar to Magic's design over there. And once it's done, it'll just simply stop. Yeah, so luckily this cart is able to get past this fence gate when it's going upwards, but it can't get past if it's going down. And yeah, that makes this really simple because I don't have to open the gate to let the minecart up here. All I have to do is have a comparator that detects if there's items in here, and if it does, it'll open the gate. Now, I do have a delay set for it. You don't need a delay. The delay is for how many items you want it to pick up each time it stops. So, yeah, if you didn't have a delay, it'd maybe pick up 1 or 2 items each time, which is useful for some things, but not really for this. Yeah, this delay is a little short right now. I think it maybe picks up 3 items or 4. So I'll increase this when I'm done, but for now it's okay. So because this episode is getting a little long, and since I don't want to bore you while I figure the rest of this out, I'm just gonna go ahead and cut to when this is finished. I want to take back what I said about not wanting anything fancy. This sure has turned into more than I expected. Yeah, I probably did the best I could do in the time I spent on it. I'm sure it could be better, but it's more than good enough for my uses. So I'm done trying to work on it. But if other people want to improve it, that would be really cool. Actually, if somebody knows of a compact way to slow down minecarts, you could do away with these extra rails on the side. That one there and this one here. Their whole purpose is to basically just slow down the minecarts. So if they were to disappear, it'd make it a little bit smaller. And about the size, I'm really happy with it. Yeah, I would say it's pretty small for what it does. I mean, I'm no smelter expert, so take that with a grain of salt. But yeah, from what I've seen online, I would say it's not too bad. Yeah, and I have to thank DM and Magic for helping me out on this project. I would have never figured out this fence gate trick on my own, which has helped this design so much. It would have been massive and clunky without it. And Magic helped me out with a circuit I had trouble trying to figure out. You can see the concept here. It looks pretty different because I redesigned it to be smaller, but the function behind it is because of Magic, so thank you for that. I'm calling it a delay circuit. I don't know if there's a proper name for it out there, but basically you give it like a pulse as an input, and a while later it gives you a pulse back. So it's equivalent to having a bunch of repeaters set to max delay. And yeah, I put up an example over here just because it might be more understandable if I show it. Yeah, you put in your pulse and it just gives you one later. That's all it does. But I could not find anything out there, so yeah, Magic helped me a lot by coming up with this. Oops. Oh shoot. Stuck. Just, yeah, I'll just let it go. Okay. Yeah, I can show you it here. I have a button for testing. It has items in here, and as soon as this activates, it starts draining that. And once it's fully drained, this torch will pulse and let the minecart out. I'll show you the use for it in a moment, but yeah, that's how it works. Basically, this is, you can kind of think of it as a RS NOR latch, these two droppers. So why it's important is because well, your actual input is going to be that comparator right there. And this is the coal chest, by the way. So when you put coal in here, the items will start making its way towards this minecart. And yeah, as soon as the first piece enters, it will immediately activate this component here. And while the items are draining, this is giving this whole setup over here time to fill up this minecart with however many items you need. I think it's set to 64 right now. It's a little inconsistent, not because of the component, but I think it has to do with the cart arriving. Like, it'll always give it 64 immediately on its first run, but as soon as it comes back and gets locked in, I think it only gives it like 63, or maybe it's more. Can't quite remember. I can show you here in a second. But yeah, basically it fills it up to a stack before this torch turns on and lets it go, which prevents it from adding any more to the cart. So yeah, I'll show it working right now, since we don't have any fuel in there. Oops. So if I head over here, you can see this is filling up. And there it goes. So that will go down here, which just empties its items into some hoppers below. And I think it drops 2 each time. Yeah. So that will do its thing until it fills up all the furnaces. So yeah, I've been it's a little scary to run both of the carts at the same time, but I'll do it. Yeah, so I'll start putting in the items we're gonna smelt. I kind of used up most of the cobble I wanted to smelt earlier by testing it out. So yeah, I'm just gonna be making some cracked stone bricks here. Alright, if I... Yeah, I should... Oh, I can just time the video. Yeah, I'll put up a... Yeah, I'll put up like a number saying how long it took or something. So, immediately, as soon as I put this in, and this one, I'm going to run and turn this on. That's, yeah, I don't think I mentioned that. I'll go over that in a moment. But that'll start doing its thing. Oh, actually, there's more to put in. There it goes. So this is a, yeah, thanks to the fence gate trick again, I was able to make a much smaller minecart unloader than I have in the past. So, yeah, that's what it does. It just stops here until it empties itself and continues to go back and forth. And yeah, those items are, I mean, these minecarts up here, I think they're picking up 32 each time. Okay, one more. Yep, so those are going, and we can check this chest out here. So we already have 2 stacks. Drains pretty quickly out of there. It's just this cart takes a while to empty into the chest. So we're actually... No, okay, one more load. And that's technically... Yeah, technically it's done. I think, no? Okay, never mind. Got my math messed up there. Oh, I put in 5 stacks. No wonder. Okay. And I think that's its final load. Is it actually done? Yeah. So I'll probably end the timer right now. Yeah, because you do have to count the loader here. Or maybe not. I guess you could make it much faster if you just used a bunch of hoppers along the rail. That, yeah, you could use any sort of unloading system that you wanted. Oops, sorry for the cut. Something came up, so I had to go for a minute. But yeah, that run felt pretty quick to me. I don't have a number in my head, but I would say it was pretty fast. I still have to do more testing with this, see how well it actually runs. But yeah, I'm happy with the result. It was worth it. I'm now more excited about decorating this room than anything. Yeah, that'll be fun. I think I'm going to put windows there, so you can look in from the outside. I think it looks pretty neat. And during the long recording process, I built up more of these guys, so we'll need a plan for them. Maybe a breeder sometime soon. Well, I think that'll do it for this one. This took up an obscene amount of time, so I'm not completely sure I'll continue yet. But if I do, the next one would be way easier. Not only from the gained experience, but because it would be about building, which is something I enjoy just as much as redstone. So, yeah, till next time.